Vayu, and welcome to my home studio. Today, I wanted to go back to a topic that we visited before. So, maybe if you haven't seen it before, go to the trust video first and then come back here. I wanted to continue on, and we will use, just like we did before, a block. So, I'm using a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, not to worry. You can either grab a book. I demoed with a pen once because that's what I had handy. So anything that will give you a little bit of elevation, about the size of half my head. It doesn't have to be big. It needs to fit your foot, and not even all of your foot. If your toes curl over the edge a little bit, we are fine as well. We'll put it to the side first and just take a moment to really ground ourselves and arrive here on our yoga mat. So take a little bit of a wider stance, feet a little bit wider than your hips. Make sure you don't lock your knees. And right away, start using your inhale to create a little bit of length on the front side of the body. And then as you exhale, soften the shoulder blades down and feel the weight of your body on the soles of your feet as you ground into the ground underneath you. Just take one more deep breath in here, inhaling in through the nose, gently sighing everything out through the mouth. Lovely. We'll bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, push the hands open to the front, creating a nice stretch on the upper back. Taking a deep breath in, push the palms of your hands actively away. Exhale, shoulder blades slide down one more time. Inhaling, hands go up towards the ceiling, create length in all of your body. Exhaling, fingers go sideways and down. Relax the shoulders. Take a moment to close your eyes. Again, notice the feeling of the soles of your feet on the ground. Maybe spread your toes a little wider to create a little bit more of a connection with the ground underneath you. Taking a few breaths here, just noticing what happens when you close your eyes. If you get dizzy, because sometimes that happens, simply peek through your eyelashes. Keep them half closed. But if you get dizzy, sometimes you need a little bit more orientation of where you are, and that is fine. Just noticing your breath, noticing what it feels like when you really start to dial inwards. Then if you can, keep your eyes closed as much as possible. You can always open them, take a look at your screen if you have to, but then feel free that once you've seen what you have to see, to close your eyes again. And we'll start moving with the breath, using your inhale to bring the hands forward and all the way up to the ceiling. Exhaling to fold forward from the hips, coming into a forward fold, soft bend in the knees. Inhaling, slide the hands up, the shins up to the knees, creating tabletop position. Spine is long. Exhaling, come down. Bend the knees deeply. Stretch the arms forward. Push yourself all the way back up to standing. Hands come together and in front of the heart. Do this 2 more times. On your inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhaling, coming into a halfway lift. Create length in the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees deeply, stretch the arms forward. Use your feet to push you all the way back up to standing. Hands come together and in front of the heart. One more time. Inhaling, we reach up, create length. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, take time to find that length, create that long spine on your halfway lift. Exhaling, fold forward, bend the knees even deeper this time. Stretch the arms forward and then come all the way back up to standing. Reach just as high as you can. Hands come together and in front of your heart. Soften your shoulders. Relax your face. Now we're going to start swaying left to right. Start with the upper body. And then, if it feels right, once you sway to the left, lift the right heel. Sway to the right, lift the left heel. If you can, keep the eyes closed. Hands are gently touching right in front of the heart space. And if your eyes are closed and you notice that it's making you a little bit dizzy, just remember, open your eyes a little bit. But trust your body. Trust that you know where you're going. And then create a little bit of tension in the belly, just pulling the belly button ever so slightly in and then maybe up towards the ribs a little bit, creating your stability there. And as long as we keep that tension at a level where we can hold it continuously, so not too strong, just gentle tension in that belly, in your core area, you might notice that it's a little bit easier to keep your balance. And then we're going to make the move even bigger if that feels right. This is option 1, keeping the toes on the ground as you sway from left to right. Option 2 is where the left foot grounds, right foot comes up to the side, and then we sway to the other side. Keeping that little bit of action happening in the belly. If it feels right, you can close the eyes. If not, just gently gaze forward. Just notice how the body is feeling. Beautiful. We'll do both sides one more time. And then we'll place both feet firmly on the ground, still a little bit wider than the hips. Create length once again, as if you're pulling energy up from the earth on the front side of your body, and we allow it to ground down on the back side. That little bit of tension. And it's not just the belly button, it's that whole area. We've talked about this more. We pull it up from the pelvic bone up into our belly, towards the belly button, up towards the ribs, and we allow it to grow sideways all the way to the back, curling up towards the shoulder blades. Keeping that activation gentle, not too hard, but gentle so you can keep it there for a while. We're going to start lifting the heels. So making sure that we are steady here, that you relax the shoulders. And then slowly, slowly start lifting the heels up. Take a moment to notice how it feels. Maybe you come a little bit higher and slowly come back down. Do that 2 more times using your inhale to lift the heels. But imagine yourself lifting yourself up from your belly, up towards the ceiling, and then slowly bringing yourself back down. Beautiful. We'll do one more. Slowly lifting, and maybe you're shaking. If you look at your screen, you can see that I'm shaking as well. Slowly, slowly come down. Ground through the heels. Soften your belly. And we'll let the hands come all the way up. Creating length again. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, shoulder blades slide down a little bit. Soften there. Use your right hand. Grab the left wrist. Pull it up and over. Find that nice, soft stretch. Now really focus on that opposite foot. The left foot is pushing down into the ground as the left fingers reach over the head, far, far away, creating that long line from the side of your foot all the way alongside your leg, the outside of the hip, the belly, the rib cage, into the arm, all the way up to the fingers. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale everything out. Inhale, come up. We'll move to the other side. Grab hold of the other wrist. First, bring it up and then over the body. Finding that side stretch again. And now focus on that foot, the right foot. Push it down into the ground. Reach the fingers of that right hand over the head. Actively reaching, creating that long stretch all along the side body. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale everything out. Inhaling, coming back up. Reaching both hands up, shoulder width apart. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands come together. Hand in front of the heart. Taking a moment to soften the shoulders, soften the face, release the tension from the belly. Shake the knees a little bit. We're going to grab our block. We're going to be stepping on the block again, just like we did last time. And Just to repeat, make sure that the heel is supported. If you have something that does not cover the complete sole of your foot, don't worry about it. The toes can come over a little bit as long as the heel and the sole of the foot are supported on whatever you choose to step on. So we'll start with the left foot on the block, and that right foot is next to it. Taking a moment to steady your hips. Sometimes it's tempting here already to lean one way. No need for that. Create that length again by pulling that energy up from the pelvic bone towards the belly button, sliding it around the body and just creating that activity in your body. You're working to balance yourself. And then we start pushing down through that left foot. Really, without moving anything, just start creating that activation of the sole, pushing down on the block or book or pan, whatever you chose. And then we'll start lifting the right heel. Taking a moment to notice how it feels. This is option 1. You can stay here with the toe lightly on the ground, creating that energy here gently. If it feels right, you go to option 2, you lift the foot. Now this time we're going to bring the knee all the way up. And we hold on to the leg. You can either hold on to the backside of the thigh. If you like it, you can also bring it to the shin. Whichever version you choose, keep pushing down through that foot. If this doesn't feel steady, remember you can bring the leg down. As long as you make this leg as light as possible, you are working on balance. You are working these core muscles to stay in balance. So you choose the variation that works for you. And just relax your shoulders. Once again, there's no need for tension there. We can soften the face. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale everything out. Bringing left hand to the left hip. And then using that other hand to slowly start opening the leg. So you start opening the hip and you notice how far you can go. There's always that natural stop at some point. So you stay there. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, use the hand to guide the knee back forward, and then a little bit across the body. See how far it goes. We're maintaining that long straight line, that activity in the belly. We'll do it one more time. Opening, inhaling. Little pops and crackles happening for me. Exhaling, use the hand to guide the knee across the body. Beautiful. And then we bring it back to the front. Bring the toe down, and then slowly roll the whole sole of the foot on the ground. Release the tension from this leg. Maybe shake it out. And then step next to it. Take a moment to shift the weight to the center so both legs are carrying the same amount. Soften your shoulders, close your eyes. Notice how the body feels. Notice if there's anything different. And also check if you're holding on to tension anywhere. Remember, every exhale is an invitation to let go. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes for a moment. We'll step the right foot on the block. Taking a moment to situate yourself, making sure once again that the hips are straight. No tilting. And then we'll start creating that energy, pulling it up from the pelvic bone, allowing that activation to spread all throughout the belly, rounding to the backside, crawling up to the rib cage, steadying yourself there. Lovely. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, start pushing that right foot down into the surface underneath it. Start lifting the opposite heel, really pushing down through that leg that's elevated, coming onto the tip of your toe. Remember that activation here. Remember to breathe. No need to hold your breath. Only makes it harder in the long run. And then option 1, keep the toe on the ground. Option number 2, lift the toe, start bending the knee up towards your chest. Notice how far you want to bring it. Maybe it's different from the other side. Maybe it's exactly the same. Just notice what's happening. And whatever you do, be kind to yourself. So if your toe is on the ground, we tend to judge ourselves. Don't do that. You're doing awesome. If your toe is on the ground, create that lightness in the left leg, that really strong grounding sensation in the opposite leg. Focus on your balance, focus on your breath. And then wherever you are, gently opening the knee up to the side. So even if you have the toe on the ground, you can gently open. Heard the pop going there, just to demonstrate that it's definitely doing a lot of things in your body with your toe on the ground. And then bring it inward, opening it up and bringing it inward again. Beautiful. Well, if the knee is elevated, slowly bring the leg back down. And then start with the toes and then roll the complete sole of the foot back onto the ground. Stepping off the block. Shifting the weight right to the center, coming to the plumb line of your body. Both legs are carrying equal weight. Relax your shoulders. Take a nice deep inhale. And sigh everything out. Beautiful. We'll do one more thing. I'm going to move sideways for this so you can see. Let's start with the right leg on top of the block. Let's start with the right leg, yes. So again, make sure that the sole of the foot is supported. Start grounding down. Activate all the muscles in your core. Gently start pushing down into the block, lifting the opposite heel. Taking a moment to steady yourself. Notice how you're feeling. And then again, either the toe stays on the ground or you start lifting the knee up. Choosing the variation that works for you. Keep activating, keep imagining yourself growing taller and taller. And then from here, we're going to move the heel towards the buttock, pushing the knee back, but keeping the length in the upper body. So steady yourself all throughout the belly, the back, and then slowly just move the knee up. And then push the knee down as the heel goes towards your back. If the toe is on the ground, you let the toe slide forward and you let the toe slide back. All the while, whichever variation you choose, keep imagining that drawstring on the top of your head, keeping the upper body up straight. We can allow the hands to move with us if it feels right. Taking one more deep breath in, bringing the knee forward. Exhaling gently, allow the toe to come back to the ground. And then roll the foot back onto the ground, step off the block. Notice how you feel. Create length as you inhale. Ground down as you exhale. We'll move to the opposite side. Left foot comes onto the block, creating that activity, creating that balance center right here. As we push down through the left foot, the right heel comes off the ground. Again, notice the difference. Left and right are two completely different beasts sometimes. Keep breathing. If it feels right, you can lift the toe up, bring the knee up towards, little pop there, up towards your chest. And then actively push the knee away from you. Keep that length, keep that activity going. And then slowly find the motion that works for you. Remember, it doesn't have to be a big move to be effective. The only thing that matters is that you move with care here, that you keep your balance, that you keep breathing, and that you allow yourself to see yourself through kind eyes. You are awesome. Remember that. Beautiful. Slowly allow the leg to come down. Toe comes to the ground, and then from there, slowly roll the whole sole of the foot back. Step off the block. Shake it out. Shaking the legs, shaking the butt, shaking the shoulders. And then take a moment of stillness. Inhaling deeply. And sigh it out. Coming to face you again. Put the block aside. We'll rub the hands warm. Make sure both your legs are carrying equal weight. Create length in the upper body. Exhaling, place your right hand on your belly, your left hand close to your heart. And we'll bow our heads. Take just a moment to notice how you feel. short and simple practice, checking in with ourselves, checking in with the breath, and seeing, noticing every detail of our body. You are awesome. Trust your gut. Trust your body when it's giving you signals. It knows what it's doing. Trust yourself. Inhale in through the nose. Exhale everything out. Namaste.